With these beautiful words of Amma, I welcome you all to the first day of the Teachers Orientation Camp 2025. Amma says, when we light a lamp with love and prayer, it removes darkness, not only around us, but also within us. May I now request Swamini Bhakti Priyamrita Pranama, correspondent, Amrita Vidya Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, and Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji to light the lamp and inaugurate the Teachers Orientation Camp 2025. And may I also request all the dignitaries to accompany them. Amma says, prayer is the key to open the door of inner peace and divine grace. Let us invoke the blessings of the divine by chanting Amma's Dhyana Sloka. I request Sri Magesar Amrita Silent to lead the prayer. May I cordially invite Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji to grace the dais. A warm smile is the universal language of welcome. In the presence of love, everyone feels at home. May I now request Shri Sivaprasad Sir, Academic Coordinator, Amrita Silent Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, to welcome each soul with divine love.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Amma. My pranams to Swamini Bhakti Priyamrita Pranaji, correspondent, Amrita Vidya Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. My pranams and welcome to all the dignitaries and one and all present here. It is a great pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to the participants of the Teachers Orientation Camp 2025 as we embark on this enriching journey. Today marks the beginning of a shared commitment to an excellence in education. We are gathered here not just to familiarize ourselves with the new policies and practices, but to reignite our passion for teaching and learning. This camp is an opportunity to reflect on our roles as educators, to exchange ideas, and to inspire one another. Over the course of this camp, we will engage in a series of workshops, discussions, collaborative activities designed to enhance our skills and strengthen our community. I encourage each of you to actively participate, share your experiences, and embrace the learning opportunities that lie ahead. This kind of an opportunity is rare in today's world, and not to mention it's a free of cost camp for the teachers to upgrade themselves with a pure motive. We are truly delighted to have all of you here with us today. Many of you have traveled from various corners of the country, and we deeply appreciate the time and efforts you have taken to be a part of this important gathering. This camp is not just an orientation, it's a celebration of dedication, passion, and the shared commitment to shaping young minds. Over the coming days, we hope you find inspiration, forge new connections with fellow teachers, leave here equipped with tools and ideas to enhance your impact in the classroom and beyond. I extend my welcome to the principals, vice principals, resource persons, guests, organizing committee, and my AVCEO team for their gracious presence. As we embark on this journey, let us remember that as educators, we have the power to shape minds, inspire futures, and make a lasting impact. Together, let us strive to create an environment where learning is a shared adventure and every student is empowered to reach their full potential. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you present to the Teachers Orientation Camp 2025. Thank you. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Muralidharanji, Education Officer, Amrita Vidyalayam Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, to kindly brief the objectives of the Teachers Orientation Camp 2025.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Amriteshwari Namaha. There are 5 objectives for this Teachers Orientation Program, Teachers Orientation Camp 2025. First and foremost objective is Amma. All our actions emerge because of her. Choosing to work for Amrita Vidyalayam, you have come very close to Amma. This 5 days exercise, Teachers Orientation Camp, take you closer to Amma and her life. That is the first objective. Second objective is to introduce what is holistic education. Holistic education is education for life and education for living. What is it? How is it different from the education that we see in the market? Cutthroat competition, devilish strategies, stress. Taking all those aspects away, how the education can be a joyful journey towards more and more development. That is the second objective, introduction to holistic education. Third, to expose you to better avenues of knowledge and skills related to teaching learning process. Various sessions have been designed to equip you, empower you in delivering classes, planning sessions and taking evaluation, classroom management, interaction with parents and other stakeholders and improving your relation and rapport with the students. That is the third objective. If all these three objectives are taken care, the first three, the fourth objective blooms on its own. That is the overall personality development of the teacher, the transmitter of knowledge and culture. That is the fourth objective. And the fifth and last objective, these are not enough. Instead, you should be given a chance to peep into the higher domains of life, the spiritual dimension. We will be humbly attempting for that also. So these are the 5 objectives. If we realize these 5 objectives in various degrees, because the class is highly heterogeneous class comprising various subjects and various backgrounds. The first and foremost 5 objectives of the camp. First one, Amma. Second one, third one, knowledge and skills. Fourth, personality development of the teacher. And the last, glimpses or a glimpse into the spiritual heritage and spiritual dimension of life. The moment you stepped in, the journey has started. And when the journey ends on 26th evening, it is for you to evaluate. It's an open forum. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. To begin with the first session of the day, may I now request Srimati Nalini Priya ma'am, KG Coordinator, Amrita Vidyapeetham, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, to extend a heartfelt welcome and introduce the speaker of the session, Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji.
Om Vishwaya, Om Amadeshwari Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Amma. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji. Swamiji is a mechanical engineer by profession, and in 1995 he took a life transforming step by joining the ashram of our beloved Amma, Shri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. Since then, he has been steadfastly serving Amma with deep devotion and dedication. Swamiji actively guides spiritual seekers through scriptural classes, especially for international devotees, helping them understand and imbibe the essence of Sanatana Dharma. He also contributes his talents to Amrita TV, further supporting Amma's mission of spreading love, knowledge and service to humanity. We are truly blessed to have him in our midst today. Please join me in welcoming Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Shri Murugavadi sir, Competitive Examinations Coordinator, Amrita Vidyapeetham, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, to honor Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji with a garland as a token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. May I humbly request Brahmachari Atmaprakashamrita Chaitanya ji to take over the session on the topic Amma Connecting to Teachers.
Amriteshwari, warm greetings to all of you. I hope to speak for an hour or few minutes. we have around 10 minutes, or we can have a 10 minutes of interactive session. Hope it's okay with you. Sanatana Dharma gives a very, very important status to teachers. That's why we have this most popular mantra: Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Teacher is the one who sows the seeds of goodness, who sows the seeds of wisdom. So, Guru becomes Brahma, the creator. Teacher helps sustaining the goodness, sustaining the wisdom, the hearts of the student. So, teacher, Guru is Vishnu. Also, teacher helps the students overcome negativities. So, teacher is Shiva. Teacher is ultimate consciousness, supreme consciousness, Sakshat Parabrahma. So, teacher is God, says Sanatana Dharma. The very word Guru means the dispeller of darkness from within. So each and every one of us are so fortunate to get into the profession of dispelling darkness from the hearts of students. It is said that the greatest form of charity, the greatest form of giving is offering knowledge. Whatever you give in this world, you experience a reduction within you. Say, suppose I offer 1,000 rupees to a person, depletion takes place within me. And the opposite, when I offer knowledge, when I share my knowledge with the other person, I don't experience any depletion. Rather, the knowledge shines bright within me. From the main lamp, even if we light hundreds of thousands of lamps, there won't be any value depletion in the main lamp. The same is the nature of knowledge. This knowledge is so glorious that it can never be stolen by thieves. It cannot be cut by the sword. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot get flooded even by tsunami. Such is the glory of knowledge. So offering knowledge to the other person, vanquishing darkness from the hearts of the other, that is the greatest form of help that a person can offer to the other. Offering knowledge, that is the greatest help possible. Of course, offering food, clothing and shelter is great, but those are just temporary forms of help, isn't it? I offer food to a person, the person feels joyful, the person's stomach gets full. After some time again the person will feel hungry. So any other material form of help that we're going to offer to others is just temporary. Let me recount Bharatiya's most popular quote. Innarun kani soligal seidal. Iniya neerthan sonigal yetral. Annasathiram ayiram vaithal. Alayam 10,000 nattal. Pinnalulla dharmangal yavum. Peyarkalangi odira niruttal. Anna yavinum punniyam kodi. Angor. Of course, building a park in your neighboring area which is full of plants and trees which gives shade, which gives fruits, that's great. Of course, digging a pond in your place or digging a well in your place which will give water to the people, that's a great form of help that you can offer. Of course, building a free kitchen, Annasathiram, Ayiram Vaital, building free kitchens which will offer free food to many, that is a great form of help. Building so many temples, that's a great form of help, that's true. But compared to all of these, Ango, Eriki, Editharvital, offering education, offering knowledge to a poor person. Here the word poor need not refer to just a person who is financially poor. It essentially refers to a person who is poor in knowledge. Offering knowledge to a person who is poor, that is the greatest form of help. He says, Annayavinum Punyam Kodi. It's the greatest form of help possible. Let me salute each and every one of you who have chosen that profession. The most noblest profession possible in this entire universe. I salute you. I salute each and every one of you. I welcome each and every one of you wholeheartedly, open-heartedly to Amma's family, to Amrita family. Amrita family is Vasudeva Kutumbam, it is universal. I welcome each and every one of you to this family of love, this family of compassion, this family of selflessness. Let me welcome each and every one of you this morning. Let me begin this talk by sharing a popular story. I'm sure many of you know this story, but still it's worth sharing. It says this happened in the life of Rajaraja Soran. It seems Rajaraja Soran, he got a question in his mind. What is that which will give goodness to all? What is that which will give joy to all beings at all places at all time? What is that? And the one who gives a convincing answer to this question will get 1,000 gold coins. That was the announcement that he made. And he said the answer can be in the form of a painting, it can be in the form of poetry, or it can be in the form of a sculpture. So after a few days, Raja Soran visited the Gurukulam, where all these displays were made. First, Raja Soran saw a painting of heaps of gold. And it was written, Selvam, wealth. It is wealth that brings goodness to all, that brings joy to all. Raja Soran couldn't accept it. No. Why? Why could he accept it? Because we know that if wealth is going to bring joy to all beings at all time, all wealthy people, all super rich people, all wealthy nations should be super joyful. Is that what we see? It is said that the most wealthiest nations in this universe, they have the highest number of depressed people, they have the highest number of mental asylums, they have the highest number of psychiatrists, they have the highest number of prisons. Amma says in America, the amount of money spent in prisons throughout India, the amount of money spent to maintain prisons in entire India is the amount of money that America spends to maintain prison in only one state. Just in one state, that much of money is being spent in America. That clearly shows that number of prisoners in those prisons, number of drug addicts is so high. Number of depressed people is so high. If wealth can bring joy, if wealth can bring goodness, why should that happen? We know the popular song. பால் இருக்கும் பால் இருக்கும் பழம் இருக்கும் பசி இருக்காது பஞ்சனையும் காற்று வரும் தூக்கம் வராது. So there is no guarantee that wealth should bring peace to you, joy to you. So Raja Soran rejected the first answer, wealth. Next, Raja Soran, he saw a painting of natural scenery. Again, Raja Soran, he couldn't accept it. Yeah, natural scenery, it brings joy, but not to all. Suppose a person is born blind. How can a blind person enjoy nature? How can a blind person derive joy from natural scenery? So, Raja Soran, he couldn't accept the second answer as well. Now the third was a poem, a poetry. It was a beautiful composition. And it was said that song, music, it is music that brings joy to all at all time. Again, Raja Soran couldn't accept it, because how about people who are born deaf? How about people who are challenged, who have challenges hearing? Such people, they cannot enjoy music. So even that answer, Raja Soran couldn't accept. Next was a painting made by someone like me. A painting of delicious food items in front. Right. I mean, Raja Soran again couldn't accept it. He couldn't accept that food will bring joy to all people at all time. Why? Suppose a person is sick. Suppose you're sick, you don't feel the taste, isn't it? Everything tastes bitter. Or suppose a person is in deathbed. How can such a person who is in deathbed, how can such a person who is sick derive joy from tasty food? What can it do to such a person? Again, Raja Soran didn't accept that. Next was a sculpture. a sculpture of a mother feeding her baby. And it was written there, unbathed mouth. That sounded so impressive to Rajaraja's word. He requested the one who sculpted it to explain. And the person who sculpted explained, sir, I wanted to convey the message that love alone gives joy to all beings. Love alone radiates goodness to all beings at all places, at all time. And Rajaraja Soul was super impressed with this answer. And Rajaraja Soul decided to honor the sculptor by giving him a very, very important responsibility in the temple that he was about to build. The construction of Tanjai Periyakkovil, Rajaraja Soul gave a very, very important responsibility to that sculptors rather. Amma says, love is God. Often we hear people saying, God is embodiment of love. Amma says, love is God. The way people express love might differ. But the emotion that love invokes in the heart of people who receive it is the same. Got it? There might be differences in the way people express love, but the emotion love invokes in the heart of the one who receives is same. Amma says, the purpose of human life is to merge with love. Amma says, we are born in love, we need to grow in love, and we need to become one with love. That is the purpose of entire human life, says Amma. Divine love, it took a human form and appeared among us 71 or 72 years ago, the remote village in Kerala, the form of Shrimad Amritanandamayi, our Amma. Of course, mother's love is so unique. Mother's love is so unique and so sweet. It's greatest in the world. But a mother's love is limited, isn't it? A mother will be able to shower immense love on her baby, her child. But will the mother be able to shower the same amount of love on her neighbor's child? Will the mother be able to shower the same amount of love on all those kids around her? No. That's why I said, mother's love, though it's greatest in the world, is still limited. Let us imagine the love of all mothers put together. It has a form. That form is Amma. It's unconditional, infinite, limitless. It's so unique. And that love that Amma expresses is our own true nature. Just as water has got 4 states, water exists in 4 states: solid state, semi-solid state, liquid state, and vapor state. Love too exists in 4. The most grossest layer of water is ice. Ice is the most grossest layer of water. And ice starts melting. So it is semi-solid state. Now ice is fully melted, it has become water. So water is a liquid state of ice. Now from liquid state of ice, from liquid state it becomes vapor. So when water becomes vapor, from gross, when it becomes subtle, the power will be so tremendous. Vapor will be able to move turbines and will be able to extract electricity. So what I am trying to say, the journey from gross to subtle makes it so powerful, isn't it? Likewise, when love becomes subtle and subtlest, its power will be tremendous. The grossest form of love is what we call as in Sanskrit, Adamo Adama Sneham. Adamo Adama Anbu. Adamo Adama love. What is an Adamo Adama love? In Adamo Adama love, the person doesn't care if those around are going to suffer. He goes to any extent to fulfill his desires. Even if people around me are going to perish, I don't care. That is the nature of Adamo Adama Anbu. That's what we saw in Ravana. That's what we saw in every Asura. Ravana got infatuated to Sita Mata. And so many around him advised him. His wife advised him. His brothers advised him. His own son advised him. So many advised him about the danger that is going to happen. But he turned deaf. He turned deaf. I don't care. Only my interest is the most important in the entire universe. So that kind of love is called as Adama love. Adama love. What is Adama love? Adama love is that in which neither the person who expresses the love nor the one who receives the love gets benefited. That is Adama love. Both of them are not benefited. It is like a love between two drunkards. Two drunkards, they're so affectionate, isn't it? Love between two gamblers. Neither of them get benefited, isn't it? That is an example for Adama love. Adama sneham. Next we have Madhyama love. What is this Madhyama love? This Madhyama love is what we see in the world around us. It's selfish. It is like a business deal. It is all about give and take. It's all about a calculation. If I give 10 rupees to you, you need to give 10 rupees back. If I help you now, you need to help me back. So this is a business deal. It's this sort of love that we see in the world around. It's called as Madhyama love. It's conditional love. It is limited love. Whereas there is something called as Uttama Sneha. There is something called as the purest form of love. The purest form of love is what we see in Mahatmas. Is what we see in self-realized masters. Absolutely unconditional. Absolutely unconditional. Absolutely impartial. Absolutely infinite. That's what we see in Mahatmas. So the purpose of life is to get uplifted to this level of Uttama Sneha. Uttama love. The purpose of life is to refine our love. Wherever we are, the status of love, wherever we are, the level of love, the purpose of life is to get uplifted to this level of Uttama love. It is in that Uttama status of love that Mahatmas like Amma are spontaneously established in. Let me recount a story, another popular story. Once a teacher wanted to explain the nature of relationships to his students. So he brought 4 jars of water to the classroom. Inside the first jar of water, the teacher put a big pebble. Inside the second jar of water, the teacher put mud clod, manangati. Inside the third jar of water, the teacher put cotton. Inside the fourth jar of water, teacher had put in sugar candy, kalkandu. After some time, the teacher brought the students there, and the teacher told the students to observe carefully. The teacher said, look at the first jar of water. What was there in the first jar of water? Thank God you're listening. So, teacher said, look at the first jar of water. I put a marble inside. So, it neither benefits the water nor benefits the marble. So this is the first kind of relationship that we come across the world. Neither of them are benefited. How about the second jar of water? What was put in the second jar of water? Yeah, thank you. So in the second jar of water, I put mud clod. So what happens to mud clod after some time? It gets dissolved totally, isn't it? It gets dissolved and the entire water becomes muddy. This is the second kind of relationship that we see in the world. Not only they get destroyed, they destroy others as well. This is the second kind of relationship we see in the world. How about the third jar? Third jar, what did the teacher put? Cotton. So when cotton is put in water, what happens? The cotton absorbs the water, sucks the water, isn't it? And the cotton becomes bigger and bigger. Similarly, in the third kind of relationship, the person is parasitical. The person just takes, consumes. The person treats the other as a commodity. That is the third kind of relationship that we see in the world. How about the fourth? What did the teacher put? Kalkanda. Yeah, now what happens? When Kalkanda Yeah, it gets dissolved in the water becomes. The master said, this is the most noblest form of relationship possible in the world, where you don't care about yourself, you just spread goodness around. You just radiate goodness around, you just do goodness around. That is the most noblest form of relationship possible in the world, said Guru, said the teacher. And mother's life is the best example for that. Mother's birth by itself was so unique. Usually, when babies are born, they cry, isn't it? அப்படியா? குழந்தைங்க பிறந்தா அழுவாங்களா? அப்படிதானே? நான் அழுதேன். I cried when I was born, that's what I heard. I don't remember that. Usually babies cry when they are born in this world. There may be many reasons for that. Because the baby was very secure inside mother's womb. The baby is out now. The baby feels insecure. Maybe the climatic conditions is different compared to what was inside mother's womb. People around are strange. Maybe because of so many reasons the baby cries and the baby is born. But when Amma was born, she never cried. Because she was born with the knowledge. She was born with, she incarnated with the knowledge. Why am I born? What is the purpose of my life? And the knowledge about the world around, the knowledge about one's own true nature, she was born with the knowledge. That's why she never cried. So that, even now, when we go to mother for the first time, say you go to a person for the first time, you feel a bit strange, isn't it? You don't know how the person is, you don't know how the person will behave. So when you interact with the person for the first time, you feel a little hesitant. You feel a bit strange. But I assure you, when you go to mother for the first time, that feeling of strangeness won't be there at all. That's for sure. Maybe that's the first meeting with Amma, but you will never feel that you are meeting a stranger. You feel as though, so when you go to Amma for the first time, you won't feel that you are meeting a stranger. You feel it as though you are meeting someone whom you know for many births. You won't feel any inhibition. The same is true with Amma as well. Amma will receive you as though she knows you for many births. The feeling of inhibition, the feeling of strangeness won't be there when you meet Amma. Why? Because Amma is not a stranger to us. We are not guests to her. We are, whoever we are, wherever we are her own children. She is our own mother. That's what even her very birth conveyed to this world. So right from birth, Amma was so unique. Unlike other children, Amma was very, very unique. Unique in what way? Compassion. Even from a very, very young age, Amma always wanted to help others. She would steal food items. She would steal clothes and money from her own family and offer it to beggars and offer it to poor people. Amma was so unique. As I said in the introduction, I work in Amrita. So I got a chance to interview Amma's teachers. And Amma's teachers, they shared about how Amma would behave in the school. Whenever a student does some mischief, and the teacher is not able to find the student to punish, Amma would take up the responsibility. I did it, punish me. Say the teacher had turned to the board, someone cools from there, someone shouts from there, teacher turns to find the person, Amma would say, I did it. That way, Amma would protect her friends, her fellow classmates in the school. So she was so unique from her childhood. When Amma was just 3 or 4 years, Amma would go around the nearby houses to collect rice gruel water and tapioca peas for feeding the cows, for feeding the goats in her home. Thus, little Amma would visit at least 60 houses daily. When Amma visited these 60 houses daily, Amma saw so much of inequality in the society. Some people are rich, some people are poor. Some are healthy, some are wealthy. And some are suffering. There is so much of suffering. There is so much of need. Some are educated, some are uneducated. Some are prosperous, some are suffering in poverty. There is so much of inequality in the society. When little Amma saw this, little Amma, when she was just 3 or 4 years old, she felt angry towards, she developed tremendous amount of anger towards the entire creation, towards God. That anger was out of compassion. This question came up in Amma's mind. Why there is so much of suffering in the world? The mind of 3 or 4 years old child, this question comes up. Soon the answer comes up in Amma's mind. Each and every person reaps the fruits of their own actions. Murpa will say, exactly. So whatever a person experiences, whether it is joy or sorrow, whether it is poverty or prosperity, each and every person experiences a result of their own actions. That was the first answer Amma got. Next, suppose a person runs carelessly and the person falls in a pit. Having fallen inside the pit, the person calls out for help. Please help me, please help me. And the passerby who sees this says, it is your karma to lie down there. Just be there. If he says, how cruel will it be? Instead of saying it is your karma to lie there, we need to stretch our hands and help that person out, isn't it? Likewise, if it is because of results of their own actions, if people are suffering, it is my responsibility. It is my responsibility to lend a helping hand and uplift them and to help them in whichever way possible. That was the answer that little Amma got when she was just 3 or 4 years old, and Amma clearly understood. Amma clearly had the vision of the purpose of life. The purpose of my life is to help the poor and downtrodden. The purpose of my life is to empower fellow beings. That was the message that Amma felt strongly with it when she was just 3 or 4 years old. Just think for a while. Is this normal? When I was 3 or 4 years old, I would have fought with my parents and friends for toys. That's what a 3 or 4 year old child would do. Whereas 3 or 4 years old Amma, she got a clear vision of the purpose of life. Amma says, I had a dream. What was the dream? Everyone in the world should sleep without fear, at least for one night. The dream of a 4-year-old child. Everyone in this universe should sleep without fear, at least for one night. Everyone in the world should eat to the full, at least for one day. There should be one day where there is no violence, where no one is injured. All people, young or old, should serve the poor and needy, at least for one day, selflessly. This is my dream, this is my prayer. Love is the answer, love is the way. Love is the answer, love is the way. If there is one medicine which can cure all diseases, how will it be? Just imagine. By taking one medicine, all diseases get cured. Likewise, love is that one medicine. Love is that one medicine which can cure all the problems, which can cure all the sufferings that people are facing in this world. I said earlier, I got a chance to interview Amma's teachers. So Amma's teachers, one day they shared this beautiful incident with me. When Amma was in a school, as I said earlier, she was born in a very poor village, the poor fishing village, a remote corner of Kerala. So naturally the students are poor. So only 25% students, they brought lunch. 25% students would go back home for lunch. Remaining, how much? 50%. Remaining 50% students would starve. They won't have any food to eat. So what would they do? They would pluck mangoes. They would pluck mangoes from school backyard and they would eat mangoes. And they would drink a lot of water to satiate their hunger. This happened 65 years ago. That was the state of India 65 years ago. Now things have changed tremendously. Those days Satyanuvadita was not there. So much of poverty was there. This happened 65 years ago. So seeing this, little Amma felt, I need to help the rest of 50%. How to help? Amma thought, okay, my parents are giving me so much of food. I'll just set aside half the food for others. And Amma had a dear friend. Her parents would send a lot of food. The girl would eat very little and throw away 75% of the food. So little Amma suggested to her dear friend, before opening your tiffin box, whatever food that you are going to throw away, you set it aside. Let me set aside 50% of my food. It is collected and it is offered to other children who are hungry. So Amma and her dear friend, they started sharing their food with others. Soon, other students also started imitating this. Every student would set aside half their food. Thus, within few weeks, not a single child in the class was hungry. Beautiful, isn't it? A 3 or 4-year-old child getting this idea of initiating, feeding the fellow students. Amma's teachers said that was amazing. So even teachers, they felt like doing that. Teachers too, they felt like sharing their food. They brought extra food from next day onwards for these poor children. So within few weeks, not a single student in the school was hungry. So this Amma achieved when she was just 4 or 5 years old. Amma's teachers, they recounted this. Amma says, there are 2 types of poverty in this world. Please listen carefully. First kind of poverty is poverty due to lack of food, clothing and shelter. Second kind of poverty is poverty due to lack of love and compassion. Amma says, if second kind of poverty is addressed, means if people start expressing love and compassion, the first kind of poverty, what is that? Poverty due to lack of food, clothing and shelter, that can be eradicated. So, as I said earlier, love is the answer. Love, when I say love, I'm love with capital L, not the love with small l. Love with capital L. Love with capital L is the answer for all suffering that humanity is experiencing these days. So when Amma was still a little child, Amma's mother, Amma, she became sick physically. So little Amma's studies got stopped abruptly. She was just doing a 4th standard. So when she was in 4th standard, Amma's studies got stopped abruptly because her mom, she got sick. And little Amma had to take care of all household chores. Whereas Amma's brothers and sisters, they continued with their studies, higher education. Whereas little Amma, she became in charge of cooking, laundry, taking care of cows, taking care of goats. Every household chores, little Amma became responsible for that. And her education got stopped when she was just in 4th standard. But she never had any complaints. Hey, my brothers and sisters, they're going to school, they're going to high school. Why me? Why me? That question never came up in Amma's mind. Amma had a very, very positive attitude. She turned that into an opportunity to do Karma. Look at the difference. There are 2 ways to face life, isn't it? Negative attitude and positive attitude. What is negative attitude? Always complaining. Always focusing on the defects. Always focusing on the limitations of others, always focusing on the limitations of the circumstances, and always keep complaining, always brooding. That is negative way of approaching life. Whereas there is something called positive way of approaching life. What is positive way of approaching life? Counting the blessings. Counting the blessings, focusing attention on the positive aspects of life. That is positive attitude. So little Amma had that positive attitude in life even when she was just in the 4th standard. So instead of complaining about what life brought to her, she turned it into a blessing. How did she turn it into a blessing? Doing every household chore with divine remembrance. Cooking, whether it is cooking or whether it is washing plates or whether it is doing laundry or whether it is grooming. Every household chore, little Amma did with divine remembrance, chanting mantras by singing bhajans. That's exactly how gopis of Vrindavan lived, isn't it? When we read Bhagavatam, or when we hear Bhagavatam, we get amazed by Gopis' devotion. Gopis of Vrindavan were leading worldly life. Gopis of Vrindavan, they attended to the husband, they attended to the children, they did cooking, they did laundry, they did every household chore, they did business. But their mind was saturated with divine remembrance. Rama says, Gopis attained the state which even rishis couldn't attain. After doing tapas for years and years, that's elevated spiritual status which rishis couldn't attain, Gopis of Vrindavan attained even while performing all family chores, says Amma. That's exactly what we see in Amma's life. She did every family chore by remembering God, by chanting God's name, by singing bhajans. After finishing all family chores, all household chores, Amma would get engaged in deep meditation. Who taught her? That's a question. Who taught that little child to do meditation? A question which cannot be answered. I said earlier, she was born with the wisdom. That's very clear. She was born with the wisdom. When you are diagnosed, let me forget about you. Me. When I try to meditate, even after years, even after living 30-35 years of spiritual life, it's so difficult to focus your attention for 1 hour. A few minutes, maybe for half an hour, 40 minutes maximum, to remain like a rock for hours together. It's not easy at all. I say this after 30 or 35 years of efforts. To become totally oblivious of the world and get fully immersed in meditation for hours together is not at all easy. But how about little Amma? Who taught her? It's very clear that she had inherited from the past, isn't it? So without anybody's training, without anybody's teaching, Amma would sit in meditation for hours together. After finishing all household responsibilities, she would sing bhajans all night. So she was very, very unique. She was very, very unique. Doing every work efficiently, at the same time, setting aside quality time for meditation, for bhajans and for japa. She was so unique from childhood and nobody understood. People couldn't understand. Because when someone sees a little child sitting eyes closed, sitting like a rock for hours together, how can you understand that? The child is not sleeping because when you sleep, your head falls down, your head drops, isn't it? But this child is sitting like a rock for hours together in Padmasana. So nobody could understand that. Nobody knew that it was a very elevated state of samadhi. Because people didn't have any spiritual knowledge. They didn't know she was in samadhi. They thought, this is unique. It's so strange. Why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? Only that person came up in people's mind. But slowly, Amma started manifesting divinity. Amma started manifesting her divinity and slowly. Amma says, at one point, I felt oneness with the entire creation. Amma says in Malayalam, from that particular point, I couldn't see any difference. I saw myself in all things and beings around me. This is state of self-realization. Seeing oneself in all. Seeing all in oneself. That's what Lord Vishwa says in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Seeing oneself in all, seeing all in oneself. So that state, Amma says, even when she was a little child, she got established in that. Let us listen carefully. Scriptures say, Brahma with Brahmaiva bhavati. The one who knows Brahman, the one who knows consciousness becomes that. This might be a little difficult for us to understand. Why? Because the normal life, when you know something, you don't become that. Isn't it? Say, when I know this mobile, thank God I don't become this mobile. Isn't it? When I know a book, I don't become that book. Knowing is not becoming in the world. Isn't it? Whereas in spirituality, knowing is becoming. What do you mean? How to understand that? Here, the goal is not outside. Mobile is an outside object. Glass of water is an external object. This tablet is an external object. So, knowing is not becoming in the outside world. Because the topic of knowledge is outside. Here, in spirituality, Divinity is not something outside. God is not someone who abides up above the blue skies. Divinity is within each and every one of us. Each and every one of us are potentially divine. Every soul is potentially divine. Each and every one of us are divine. So, unfortunately, this divinity within us is covered. Our innate nature, our true nature is covered by ignorance. So, knowing is becoming in spirituality because it is just uncovering. Let me give an example. In Mahabharata, Karna, we know that he was brought up in a charitable family, and the Karna thought he was Radheya. Isn't it? Karna thought he was a Radheya. But before the start of Mahabharata war, in order, as a sincere attempt to stop the war, Lord Krishna approached Karna. Lord Krishna approached Karna, and Lord Krishna revealed the secret of Karna's birth to Karna, and Lord Krishna told Karna, "Oh Karna, you are not Radheya, you are Kaunteya. You are actually son of Kunti." Got it? When Lord Krishna said that, Karna understood that he was Kaunteya. Understanding is becoming. Why? Because he was already Kaunteya. Isn't it? The knowledge I am Kaunteya, I am son of Kunti was covered. Right? And Krishna's words, Lord Krishna's words of wisdom uncovered it. So, the conviction I am Kaunteya, it happened. So, knowing is becoming. This context. Got it? Say suppose I look around for my glasses. Someone asks me, "Hey, what are you looking around?" I said, "I'm looking around for my spectacles." The person says, "Hey, why are you looking around for your spectacles? The spectacles are already there." Oh, it's already there. I discovered it. So what is already there, I discovered. Same is the case in spirituality. Knowing is becoming because you're not going to know something which is different from you. It is your own true nature. Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss, that is your true nature. Divinity is your true nature. Amma discovered it as her true nature in deep meditation. So Amma starts expressing her divinity. Amma starts consoling the people. Amma starts counseling the people. Amma starts offering comfort and solace to people. Just as a mother embraces her children, Amma starts embracing those who comes to her. And she was so young at the time. She was hardly 11 or 12 years. Just imagine a 11 or 12-year child consoling others, wiping away the tears, counseling them, giving comfort and solace and embracing them. That is something very, very strange and unheard in our society, especially girl child. If a girl child does that, will anybody accept? Especially in a village, not present day village, a village as 65 or 70 years before. The society was still so rigid. The rigid society in a village, a little child who was just 12 or 13 years old starts embracing people, starts counseling people, she starts wiping the tears. It was totally unheard of. It was unacceptable. A doctor doesn't discriminate, isn't it? As far as the doctor is concerned, everybody who comes to him is a patient. Whether you are male or female, that doesn't matter. Irrespective of whom, irrespective of the gender of the people that came to her, she treated everybody as her children and she embraced. That was unacceptable. That people around just couldn't accept it. And Amma was getting into divine moods. Baba, we call it in Bhakti. Bhakti Shastra calls it as Baba Samadhi. She got into trance, she got into that deep state of oblivion, becoming oblivious of the world around. So nobody could understand that and nobody could even accept it. So naturally, so many obstacles, so many challenges she had to face, so many challenges. Even when she was a little child. So-called rationalists, so-called communists, they thought this girl, she's dangerous. Because slowly people are coming to her. Slowly people are becoming believers. So this girl is dangerous. and they decided to wipe her away. They decided to kill her. So many attempts were made in little Amma's life. So many attempts were made. Nothing worked. And she would visit the person who tried to kill her. And she would console that person. Once the person who tried to kill her, he got stroke. He tried to kill her, he got stroke, he got admitted. And little Amma visited him and she called. Mone. Yeah. Visiting and consoling the person who tried to kill her. That was the nature of the love that she manifested. So many such incidents happened. The people, they tried to kill her, people, they tried to eliminate her, they spread gossip around about her, they spread rumors about her. Nothing affected her. And at one point, 1,000 youngsters, they joined together. 1,000 youngsters, they joined in association of 1,000 intellectuals, 1,000 rationalists. For what? For eliminating one child. With the purpose of eliminating one child, with the purpose of eliminating little Amma, 1,000 people joined together. It failed. And you know what? Today, the secretary of the organization is an ashramite today. He married Amma's sister, Odiyat Swami. He married Amma's sister, and Naina's sister is ashramite today. He is so spiritual. He does all spiritual practices. He follows all ashram routine. So what I am trying to say, all these obstacles and challenges, she turned them into stepping stones towards success. So Amma's life offers this a valuable lesson to each and every one of us. Life will throw challenges. Life will bring obstacles to you. Don't get crumbled. Use every challenge. Use every adversity. Use every obstacle as a stepping stone and move ahead. This is a very, very powerful message Amma's life offers to us. As said earlier, Amma's ways were so strange that people don't understand. And Amma's family members, they simply could not accept what she was doing. Because Amma had 3 sisters. If Amma is going to behave in such a strange way, who will marry those sisters? So naturally, Amma's father, he was very concerned. He was very concerned who is going to marry all these daughters because of Amma. Amma was so strange and she was so unique. This entire family might be unique people, mad people. That's the opinion that community might develop. Who will marry all my daughters? So Amma's father, he got so worried. One day when Amma was in that state of trance, Amma's father and others, they believe that few days a week, Devi possessed Amma's body. Maybe once in a while, the person gets possessed. Likewise, Amma's father and other people, they thought maybe few days a week, Amma gets possessed by Devi or by Krishna. So on one such day, when Amma was in a divine mood, Amma's father, Sumunachan, he requested Amma, "Oh Devi, please leave my daughter. I need my daughter. I need my daughter. Oh Devi, go to Mandakadu." He thought Mandakadu Devi had possessed his daughter. "Oh Devi, go to Mandakadu." That was the prayer Amma's father put forth to Amma when she was in a divine mood one day. You know what happened immediately? Amma fell. Amma fell unconscious. She was dead. There was no inhalation, there was no exhalation. And the pulse rate was 0. She was dead. Now, the news spread. Little Sudamani was the name that her parents had given her. Little Sudamani is dead. That was a message spread around. All the rationalists, they became so happy. They assembled there. Yeah, they saw a dead body there. They said, "Okay, man, now you need to dispose this dead body, burn this dead body now, because the body might start rotting." Let us burn, let us do the cremation right away. The people were insisting. First father, he got shocked. He started crying. He started, oh Amma, please come back to the body, please come back to the body. I need my daughter again, I need my daughter back. He started praying profusely, wholeheartedly. There was no movement in the body. This went for hours and hours. For many hours together, there was no life in the body. And Sugunachan and Amma, they continued praying profoundly. They continued praying deeply. This went on and on. After many hours, this body became alive again. This is not a cock and bull story that I am cooking up. I have directly interviewed so many people who had witnessed this incident. So many who had witnessed this incident. Rare incident. They are still alive now. I got a fortune to interview so many of them. So I got a direct revelation. I got direct sharing from so many people who had witnessed this incident. So Amma's father, he understood, my daughter is not ordinary. Because it is not possible for normal human beings to leave the body and to come back to the body willfully. சொல்றது புரியுது இல்லையா? சாதாரண மனுஷனால முடியவே முடியாது. இது ஏறவே இயலாது. உடம்பு விட்டு போறது உடம்புக்குள்ள வருது. அது பல மணி நேரத்துக்கு அப்புறமா உடம்பு விட்டு போய் உடம்பு டெட் பாடியா கிடக்குது. உடம்புல மூச்சே இல்ல, உயிரே இல்ல உடம்புல. பல்ஸே இல்ல, எதுவுமே இல்ல. உயிர் இருக்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு அடையாளமும் உடம்புல இல்ல. பல மணி நேரத்துக்கு அப்புறம் திருப்பி உடம்புக்குள்ள வருது. It's not normal. It is not possible for human beings. So Sugunachan for the first time understood that his daughter is not normal human being. His daughter is divine. That was a direct revelation he got after this incident. As I said earlier, slowly, things got changing. And people who opposed her, people who tried to eliminate her, slowly, they came to her. They started flocking to her. Just as a seed becomes a tree, just as a tree gives shade, just as a tree endues sun and rain, gives shade and fruits to all, gives shade and fruits even to those who try to cut it. Amma became like a tree. Amma became like a tree, giving fruits and shade even to those who try to eliminate her, who try to remove her. So, as I said earlier, this is a very, very powerful lesson Amma's life offers us. Have a positive attitude. Turn challenges, turn adversities into stepping stone for success. Let me share a very popular story that Amma quite often says. It's a story of a donkey. Once, a donkey fell into the well. And the owner of the donkey, he tried his best to bring the donkey out. Many people came there, his friends came there, many workers came there. They tried to lift the donkey away from the well. Nothing worked. Then the owner decided, okay, the donkey fell into the well, maybe it broke its legs. So what's the point in saving the life of a donkey with a broken leg? And it is not possible to even bring it out. Let us just close the well. That was a decision he made. So he tells the workers to just put the mud, cover the mud, fill the well with mud and close the well. So thus they started shoveling mud inside the well. And he went away. After some time he heard a noise, he heard people cheering. And he went out to see what's happening. He saw the donkey coming out of the well. He was so shocked. How did this happen? Hey, did I tell you guys to just shovel mud inside the well? How did the donkey come out? They said, this donkey is such a wise donkey. You know what it did? Every time you put mud on it, it would just shake its body fervently. It would shake, what happens? All the mud will fall down and it will climb on the mud. Again we put mud on it, again it would shake its body fervently, again the mud would fall down, it would climb on it. Thus, every time we put mud, it turned the mud as a stepping stone. That's how it came out. Likewise, people around us, society around, the world around might throw stones on us. They might shovel mud on us. If only we have the attitude that Amma had, we'll be able to turn every obstacle, every challenge into stepping stone, and nobody in this universe will be able to stop us from attaining success. This is guaranteed. All depends on our attitude. Amma often gives the example of Edison. Edison invented tungsten filament. It took him 2000 experiments. Only after 2000, not just one or two, only after 2000 experiments, Edison was able to find out tungsten filament. When press reporters asked him about 2000 failures, sir, how did you feel? What do you have to say about 2000 failures? Edison said, I don't consider them as 2000 failures, I merely see them as 2000 steps. There were 2000, those 2000 experiments were 2000 steps which brought me closer towards my goal of success. Amma says similar should be our attitude. That's exactly what we see in Amma's life. Love accepts. Acceptance is something quite natural for love. This quality of acceptance is most needed for each and every one of us. We cannot say, I'll accept only success, I won't accept failures. I'll accept only praise words, I won't accept insults. I'll accept only brightness, I won't accept darkness. No. Life is combination of these two. Just as electricity is combination of positive and negative polarities, just as a coin is a combination of a head and tail, life is but combination of positive and negative, success and failure, victory and defeat, brightness and darkness. These are part of the opposite experiences and part and parcel of life. We can only be aware of our attitude. Let us develop acceptance towards both these opposite experiences of life. The strength of light, love and wisdom. The strength of love and wisdom. Let us develop this acceptance attitude. How to develop acceptance attitude towards both? How? Both are temporary. Both are temporary. Whether it is success or failure, both are temporary. Nobody can be ever successful. Nobody can be an ever failure. Whether it is a praise or insult, both are temporary. Both are temporary. They are just like passing clouds. With this knowledge, let us develop this acceptance attitude. That acceptance attitude is what we see spontaneous in our life. Once a Mahatma, I'm sure you have heard this story, I'm just recounting it again. Once a Mahatma was giving a discourse, and suddenly a person came running there and he spat on Mahatma's face. He said, you give discourses and you ruin the youngsters of my village. And he spat on the face of the Mahatma and he left. And people around, they were so disturbed, they wanted to catch this fellow, they wanted to beat him. Mahatma said, no, you're right. You're trying to meditate, you're trying to lead a spiritual life. This is not how you behave. Just keep quiet. The fellow went away. That night the fellow couldn't sleep because the face of Mahatma was so equanimous. The Mahatma was so equanimous. When I spat on his face, how is it possible? How is this possible? The fellow was not able to sleep at all. He was so full with remorse. Next day he came running. He fell flat at the feet of the Mahatma and he sought forgiveness. Please forgive me, please forgive me. People around were so excited. The Mahatma asked him, hey, who are you? Who are you? Hey, who are you? The person said, well, I was almost spat on your face yesterday. I feel bad. I'm regretting for my action. I've come to seek forgiveness. No, you are not the same person. That person is different. This person is different. So there is no need to forgive you. That was what the Mahatma said. People don't understand. The Mahatma explained. We don't step over the same river twice, isn't it? We don't step over the same river twice because the river keeps moving. Likewise, you don't see the same person twice. Yesterday, this particular person was under the spell of anger. So he behaved like that. Now he is full of remorse. Now he is in a sublime mood. Now goodness in him has awakened. So that person is different from this person. So we should carry any grudge within. Every mind is under the spell of three gunas. Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. The nature of gunas is modification. Gunas keep changing. Please listen carefully. Gunas keep changing. Not just the other person, in us as well. When a person expresses anger towards us, the person was under the spell of rajo guna. Later the guna will change. When the guna changes, the person's attitude will change, the person's behavior will change as well. A person expresses love to us, a person is very kind to us, the person is under the predominance of sattva guna. Later it might change. Now, where do we go wrong? We expect people to behave in the same way. Yesterday, the person was so kind, the person was so loving to me. Today, also the person should be loving, the person should be kind. It won't happen. Because yesterday the person was under the spell of sattva guna. Now in this moment, the guna might have under modification, the person is rajasic now, and you are expecting the person to behave exactly the way he behaved yesterday. That won't happen. When that doesn't happen, you get disappointed, you get frustrated, you keep complaining. Nobody in this universe understands me. Everybody thinks like that. யாருமே என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கிறது இல்லை. நீ உன்ன முதல்ல புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. உன்ன முதல்ல நீ புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. Not just the mind of the other person, our mind too undergoes changes constantly. Their mind keeps changing constantly, our mind too keeps changing constantly. Life is nothing but interaction between these two minds which are changing. So how can you expect a changeless behavior? You cannot. When this understanding dawns, relationship becomes smooth. கணவன் கோச்சிட்டாரு, நேத்திக்கு அந்த மூட்டை இல்லை. நேத்திக்கு கோச்சிட்டாருன்றதால இன்னைக்கும் அவர் வேலை நான் கோவம் வச்சுக்கிறாங்க நான் தான் விட்டாங்க. ரைட்? மனைவி அன்பா இருந்தாங்க, நேத்திக்கு சத்தோட மேலும் இருந்தது, இப்படி அன்பா இருக்கணும்னு நினைச்சாங்க. இப்ப ரஜோட மேலும் இருக்கக்கூடும், இப்ப அவங்களோட பிஹேவியர் மாறி போகும். போயிட்டு போட்டோம், பிஹேவியர் மாறட்டும். There is something beyond the behavior. That is the true nature. Got it? Behavior is just the superfluous layer of the personality. Let us get it right. Let me repeat. Behavior is just in the superfluous layer of the personality. Behavior is not the true nature of the person. That is something more deeper than the behavior. Let us not get carried away by the behavior. Behaviors might change. When this understanding dawns, forgiving becomes natural. Ability to separate action and the person. Got it? That's very, very important for us. Yeah, in the level of actions, we need to find fault with. That action was wrong. Those words were wrong. We need to point out. But the person is different from the action. Got it? Actions and behavior, they are just the superfluous layer of the personality. They are not the core of the person. Core of the person is divinity. Let me repeat. Core of a person is divinity. Behavior, words, actions, they are just the superfluous layer of the personality. Amma had this knowledge even when she was a child. That was why she was so forgiving. That was why she was so forgiving. That was why she was all embracing. She was able to accept this acceptance. Amma says even a broken watch shows right time twice a day. That is Amma's way. No, broken watch, even a broken watch shows right time twice a day. Now it is 10:25. If the watch breaks now, it will show right time at night 10:25 as well. Just as a broken watch shows right time twice a day, there is nothing insignificant in this creation. There is nobody who is useless. This word useless, please don't use against your students. Never ever call any student useless. Let us remove this word from our vocabulary. This is a very, very demotivating word. Calling someone useless. Please don't use that. It's a humble suggestion. Nobody, this word useless is meaningless. Word useless is useless. Nothing is insignificant in this creation. Nobody is insignificant in this creation. Everybody has got his or her own importance. That is goodness in it. Amma says, even a terrorist, even a thief, even a hardcore criminal will feel love towards his newborn baby. Isn't it? A terrorist comes home. His wife has just delivered a baby. Of course he will feel love towards that baby. That clearly shows, though this fellow is a terrorist, he has got some goodness hidden inside. ஒரு தீவிரவாதிக்குள்ள கூட அன்பு தீப்பொறி ரூபத்தில் இருக்கு. அதனாலதான் தன்னோட மனைவிக்கு இப்ப பிறந்த குழந்தையை பார்க்கும்போது அன்பு வருது. இல்லாத அன்பு வெளியே வராது. இருக்கு அவனுக்குள்ள. தீவிரவாதம், அவன் செய்யற அதர்மம் எல்லாம் அவனுடைய சூப்பர் ஃபுல்ஸ் லேயர்ல தான் இருக்கு. எனவேதான் எனவே that's why Amma is able to love everybody unconditionally. This incident happened a few years ago. Amma had gone on a US tour. A particular rationalist in Kerala. Kerala is quite famous for rationalists, so-called rationalists. A real rationalism is spirituality. That's different. But these guys, they think they are rationalists. And one rationalist, he was abusing Amma so much. It was just hurling abuse, verbal abuse against Amma. So bad was. He, in one of his speeches, he said Amma is a prostitute. Because she is embracing everybody. She is a prostitute. She is a bitch. That was the word he used. Amma's devotees, Amma's children, Amma's ashramites, Amma's staff members working in our institutions, they got so hurt. Of course, man, when someone calls your own mom a bitch, when someone calls your own mom a prostitute, which some can tolerate it. It was so painful, it was so hurtful to Amma's children. It was at that point Amma called me, a particular day she made a phone call to me for giving some guidelines about Amrita TV. No sooner I got Amma's call, I started shouting, I started expressing my anger towards that person. Amma, how dare he said that, Amma? Amma, we, all of Amma's children, we would like to protest. We would like to organize rallies. Amma, not just that is not enough. Or merely organizing rallies and protests is not enough. Amma, we should slap it. We should just pull his tongue and cut it off. That's what I said. Amma said, what are you saying? How can a spiritual seeker, a sannyasi, is supposed to give abhayam sarva bhuteshu dadhami? That is the resolve you take when you take sannyasa. When you take sannyasa, you make this promise. Let all the worlds, all the gods, all the demigods, all the beings around me, all the creatures around me, I will give abhayam to all. I will give protection to all. That is the result that sannyasi is supposed to take. A sannyasi is never supposed to be a source of threat to anybody in this creation. And you are leading a life of sannyasa, and you say you want to cut somebody's tongue. How bad it is. Instead of uprooting you, one of our other people, Guru Panama, the Chin under the Nasan, prayer the mother. Me, pray I do. I must say, I'm only a Mahatani. That fellow who spoke so ill of Amma, he's also Amma's child, isn't it? Amma's devotees, Amma's ashramites and the staff who work in Amma's institution, nobody should oppose him. Nobody should organize any rallies against him. Just focus on your seva. Just focus on whatever you're doing. Focus on your spiritual practices. Just continue your life. Just shut up. Amma told me, shut up, shut up. So Amma tied our hands. None of us could do anything against this fellow. And that brought a bit of transformation in this fellow. Because he was expecting Amma's devotees to oppose him. He was expecting Amma's devotees to organize rallies and fight against him. Nothing happened. Then he came to know that it was Amma who told them what to do. So he was a bit impressed by Amma's way. After a few days, when he gave a speech in Calicut, he said, Amritanandamayi, how much ever I provoke her, she never gets provoked. We need to learn from her. That was what he said. Then later he became old. When he became old, he fell sick, and Amma, he gave him free treatment in Amma's AIMS hospital. The very same fellow who spoke so ill about Amma, he got free treatment in Amma's AIMS hospital. What I'm trying to say, this is the nature of Amma's love. All-embracing love. That all-embracing love, all-forgiving love, that brings transformation in others. That's why I said earlier, love alone is a medicine for all the problems that human beings face. I remember Amma's, this point, I remember that love, the love that Amma expresses, it creates a deep impact. Irrespective of who you are, whether you are a scientist or whether you are a layman, the love is so powerful, it creates an impact. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, the greatest scientist who lived in India, greatest president who lived in India, greatest human being, isn't it? APJ Abdul Kalam ji. I recount the impact of Amma's love in his life. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, he came to Amrita for the first time in 1997. Since I'm a Tamilian, I got the fortune of receiving APJ Abdul Kalam ji, and we brought him to Amma's room. I was there when he met Amma in Amma's room. I remember first words of APJ ji. He said, Amma, Nanu Brahmachari Amma. That was the first word that he said to Amma. Amma, you are Brahmachari, Nanu Brahmachari Amma, he said. Then Amma's response was beautiful. Amma said, in the Brahmachari Kodengala, these Brahmacharians, they have set aside the life for God realization. My son, as far as you are concerned, you have dedicated your entire life for nation. You have dedicated your entire life for humanity. There is no need for you to seek God. God will seek you. Look at the difference. மகனே நீ இறைவனை தேட வேண்டிய தேவையில்லை, இறைவன் உன்னை தேடி கொண்டிருப்பான், உன்னை தேடி கொண்டு வருவான். Amma said, Amma will be happy to wash the feet of people like you and drink the water. How powerful. APJ Abdul Kalam ji was so deeply impact. He had a deep impact. Amma's love left a very, very deep impact in APJ Abdul Kalam ji's mind. When he became the president, he offered 10 months of salary for Amma's charitable activities. He requested Amma to build a hospital in Rameshwaram where pregnant mothers will be treated properly. Such was his connection with Amma. Then second time he came to Amritapuri was after tsunami. Amma built a bridge connecting the both sides. So to inaugurate Amrita Silent Bridge. In order to inaugurate the bridge, APJ Abdul Kalam ji came to Amritapuri for the second time. So after inaugurating the bridge, APJ Abdul Kalam ji gave a very, very memorable speech. In that speech, APJ Abdul Kalam ji said, Amritapuri offers this very, very powerful lesson of giving. Go on giving, keep on giving. That is a very, very powerful message that Amritapuri is offering. This message of giving that Amma offers, that Amritapuri offers, it is very, very important for people like me who are governing the nation, who are guiding the nation. I remember him saying that. Next, when Amma went to Delhi, he invited Amma to Arsha Vidya. That was again so sweet. Like a little child which would hold its mother's hands and take mother around, APJ Abdul Kalam ji, he became like a child in Amma's presence. He was taking Amma to every nook and corner of Rashtrapati Bhavan and he was showing, Amma, idha pathingala, adha pathingala, andha mara ipdi pattadamma, indha mara ipdi pattadamma, indha chedi ipdi pattadamma, indha poo per iduma, indha poo ipdi irukku, andha poo ipdi irukku, indha idam paarenga, andha idam paarenga. Likewise, he was taking Amma around Rashtrapati Bhavan like a cute little child. So that association, the impact of Amma's love in APJ's life, I was a dad witness for that. Impact of Amma's love in Sri Narendra Modi's life. Sri Narendra Modi he met Amma for the first time, even before becoming Gujarat Chief Minister. Even before becoming Gujarat, when Keshubhai Patel was the Gujarat Chief Minister, Narendra Modi met Amma for the first time. I was there in the room, I still remember. The discussion was so beautiful, it was all about the nation. Every time Modi would meet Amma, the discussion only would be about research projects, about national well-being, whatever it is, Amma's love, Amma's compassion, Amma's selflessness, Amma's unconditional nature, those things really impacted him so much. I remember Dr. Jane Goodall's words. When Jane Goodall offered a Gandhi Award to Amma in 2002, if I'm not wrong, Jane Goodall said, Amma stands in front of us as God's love in human form. God's love in human form. That is Amma, said Jane Goodall. Likewise, impact of Amma's love in the life of people, to whichever strata of society they belong, whoever they are, that is amazing. I can just go on and on, giving a big list of it. So this love is so unique. Just as space doesn't discriminate, Amma's love doesn't discriminate anybody. It is so unique. It doesn't expect anything from you. Let me share an experience and conclude this speech. This happened many years ago. Namratupuri Ashram. It was a morning. So after morning meditation, as I was coming out of my room, someone said, a Tamil guy is waiting to meet Amma. He wants to convey something to Amma. He needs translation. Could you meet him? Usually Amma comes to, those days Amma before Corona, Amma would come to stage for darshan at 11 a.m. So I came to know about this fellow's arrival at 9 a.m. So I went to see this fellow. He was a Muslim. He was a Muslim, maybe around 50 years old, middle age, and he was smelling bad. He was wearing torn clothes. It was not torn actually, it was dirty. I said, sir, before meeting Amma, before meeting a Mahatma, we should take bath. Ideally, we should go to, whenever we go to temple or whenever we go to holy people, we need to go in very clean dress. We need to take bath and go. If you don't have, I shall give you a soap, I shall give you a towel, I shall give you new dress to put on. Please dress properly. Please take a bath and please put on new set of clothes when you go to Amma. He said, can you please come with me? And he took me to a corner. He opened his shirt. I was shocked. He opened his shirt to show why he was stinking. His body was full of wounds. His body was full of wounds and pus was oozing throughout his body, and that was the reason for the smell. And he said, I asked him what happened. He shared his life story in a very brief way. He said, I was working in Gulf. I was making a lot of money. But one mistake I did was I never saved money. Every month's salary I would just send to my wife. I just sent to my mother and family. I never saved any money. That was one big mistake I did. I would just send all the salary to my family. I was, at that point, suddenly, I developed a skin disease, a very, very strange skin disease. So we tried our best to get it treated in Dubai. They could treat it. And they came to know that it was infectious disease. So I lost my job. I came back home. It was infectious disease. So naturally, my family members, they didn't want to allow me inside. They made me stay in a separate room. So I became a stranger in my own home. Of course, we tried visiting various hospitals in Tamil Nadu. Nothing worked. They said this disease is so strange, it's so unique, we don't have any cure for this disease. At one point, I was sent away from home. My own family members, for whom I was working throughout my life, they sent me away. They drove me away from the home because they feared that they too might get the disease. I was suddenly thrown out of my home. I didn't have any penny with me. It was then I came to know about Amma's hospital in Ernakulam. I came to know that at the super specialty hospital in Ernakulam, there are chances that this disease can be cured in the hospital, this disease can be treated in the hospital. And I came to know that Amma, she gives free treatment for poor. And it was during Ramzan, someone gave me 500 rupees as gift. With that 500 rupees I come here. My purpose is to get Amma's permission to undergo free treatment in the AIMS hospital. That's what he said. So 11 o'clock Amma came to stage. So I got worried. I thought if Amma is going to embrace this fellow has got infectious disease. Amma too might catch infection. I was a little worried. And this fellow has not come for darshan. He has not come to meet Amma. He has just come to seek help from Amma. So that help Amma can give orally. It is enough Amma says, and they will give free treatment in AIMS. There is no need for Amma to give darshan to him. But I need to present this case to Amma and I need to get Amma's permission for free treatment. So I said that person to wait. I went to Amma straight. I said, Amma, a person has come from Tamil Nadu. This person is full of skin disease. It's sticking bad. Pus is oozing out of all the wounds through his body. Well, he has not come here for darshan. He has come here only for seeking your help. Amma, please decide to give whether to give free treatment or not. Please don't give darshan to him. Amma again looked at me pathetically. What are you saying? Don't you have any iota of compassion in you? How can you say please don't give darshan to him? How can you say please don't embrace it? How can you say that? Can a mother ever reject her own son? Can a mother ever reject her child just because child has got infectious disease? Will a mother ever reject her child? Bring him first. You are heartless. You are heartless. You don't have any compassion for fellow beings. Bring him first. I brought him first. I brought him straight for darshan. Usually Amma embraces people once and maximum twice. And Amma says, Antu Mahane, Antu Mahale. In this fellow's case, instead of embracing once or twice, Amma kept on embracing him. This went on and on for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes non-stop embrace. As though you embrace a newborn baby. She was showering him with let us forget that his body was full of pus. Amma embraced him again and again and again and again, and Amma assured him, Amma is there for you, Amma is there for you, Amma is there for you. Don't worry my son, Amma is there for you. Don't worry, you will get free treatment in AIDS. Your disease will get cured and Amma will give you a job. His darshan was so beautiful. It was so unique. After darshan, he was just crying like a child. He was crying. Nobody could stop it. I asked him, hey, why are you crying? He said, well, my entire family rejected me. My wife rejected me. My children rejected me. My brothers rejected me. My sisters rejected me. I got rejected by the entire community. But here is someone who doesn't reject me. I don't belong to a religion. I am not a devotee. I am not a follower. I am not a worshipper. But still, she accepted me and she assured me, Amma is there for you. That is enough for me. Even if I don't have anybody in this world, Amma is there for me. That word of assurance is enough for me. I'm so full, I'm so satisfied. With that deep sense of satisfaction, he left Amritapuri. As Amma promised, he got free treatment in Amma's Ernakulam hospital. Things improved, his health conditions improved, and Amma arranged a job for him as well. So what I am saying, this is the impact of love. This is the impact of pure love. It doesn't discriminate whether you are a scientist or whether you are a person with full of wounds. It doesn't reject. It accepts everybody as they are. That love is our true nature. We just need to get uplifted to the level of pure love. As I said, there are 4 levels of love. Each and every one of us might be in different layers. We just need to uplift ourselves to the 4th state of love in which Amma is established in. And here is a wonderful opportunity God has given to each and every one of us to invoke that supreme love. This profession of teaching, the most unique profession, the most noblest profession in this entire universe, is the best possible opportunity for each and every one of us to invoke that supreme love within. And that supreme love alone is the medicine for all problems in this universe. So we have a few more minutes. If you have any questions, the questions are simple, please ask. Please don't ask tough questions. I know teachers are so used to pose tough questions. Please put a simple question. Any simple question you can. I remember the Tirupurana dialogue. கேள்விகளை நீ கேட்கிறாயா நான் கேட்கட்டுமா ஏதாவது எளிய கேள்வி இருந்தால் கேட்கணும் அம்மாவை குறித்தோ ஆன்மீகத்தை குறித்தோ ஏதாவது எளிய கேள்வி இருந்தால் கேட்கவும் இனியும் சில நிமிடங்கள் இருக்கின்றன இதுவரை சொன்ன கருத்துக்கள் பயனுள்ளதாக இருந்திருக்கும் என்று நம்புகிறோம் எழுதனவா எல்லோரும் கவனமாக இருந்தீர்கள் அதை பார்க்க முடிந்தது அதிகமாக யாரும் தூங்கவில்லை ஒரு சில பேர் சோர்வோடு இருந்தீர்கள் எனக்கு தெரியும் அதிகாலையிலே தொடங்கிவிட்டது எனவே சில பேருக்கு சோர்வு இருக்கும் பரவாயில்லை 99% எல்லோரும் உற்சாகமாகத்தான் இருந்தீர்கள் நன்றி ஏதாவது எளிய கேள்வி கேட்கும் இல்லை என்றால் நான் கேட்க வேண்டியது இந்த வைத்தியர்கள் இருக்கின்றன எங்கார்கள் நிச்சயமாக ஏதாவது கேள்வி மனதில் இருக்கும். தயவுசெய்து கேட்கும், சங்கோஜப்பட வேண்டாம். அடுத்தவர்கள் என்னை பார்க்கின்றதை நினைக்க வேண்டாம், தயவுசெய்து கேட்கும். எந்த கேள்வி இருக்கு அவ்வளவுதான் இது பெரிய விஷயம். தெரியவில்லை என்றால் தெரியவில்லை. கற்றதுக்கு 50 அளவு கூட இல்லை. கற்றதுக்கு 50 அளவு என்று அவையார் சொன்னார். நான் கற்றதெல்லாம் ஒன்றுமே இல்லை. தெரியவில்லை என்றால் தெரியவில்லை என்று சொல்ல போகிறேன். தயவுசெய்து சங்கோஜப்படாமல் வெட்கப்படாமல் ஏதாவது கேட்க வேண்டியிருந்தால் கேட்கவும். அம்மாவை குறித்தோ உங்களுக்கு பள்ளியை குறித்து எல்லாம் கேட்கக்கூடாது. உங்களுக்கு பள்ளியை குறித்த கேள்விகள் அங்கே இருக்கிற பெரியவர்கள் கேட்க வேண்டும். என்னிடம் அல்ல, முன்பு 3 பெரியவர்கள் இருக்கார்கள், அவர்கள் கேட்கவும். பள்ளியை குறித்து எல்லாம் கேட்கக்கூடாது. அம்மாவை குறித்தோ ஆன்மீகத்தை குறித்தோ ஏதாவது கேள்வி இருந்தால் ப்ளீஸ்.
Please share your first meeting with me.
Oh my God. அன்றும் யாரோ இதை கேள்வி கேட்டார், இன்றும் இதை கேள்வி கேட்கிறார்கள். இது இதை நான் சொல்வதால் உங்களுக்கு பயன் இருக்குமா, தெரிஞ்சுக்கணுமா? சரி சார் ப்ளீஸ். நான் எப்படி அம்மா பார்த்தா தெரிஞ்சு பயன் இருக்குமா உங்களுக்கு? கேட்கல? கேட்கணுமா? சரி சொல்லணுமா? சரி சுருக்கமாக சொல்கிறேன். பெரிய கதை, கதை பெரிய கதை. அந்த கதையை மிகவும் சுருக்கமாக நான் சொல்ல முயற்சி பண்ணுறேன். தமிழே சொல்லாமையா? சரியா? Is it okay to respond to this question in Tamil? Oh, no, right? You don't know Tamil, right? We love Tamil. Okay, fine. Me too. Me too. நான் பொறியியல் கல்லூரி படித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். சாய்பாபாவிடம் மிகவும் நெருக்கமாக ஒய்ஃபீல்டில் படித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தேன். நித்தமும் சாய்பாபாவை தரிசிப்பது, கல்லூரியில் கவனம் செலுத்துவது, கல்லூரி படிப்பில் கவனம் செலுத்துவது அப்படிதான் இருந்தது. அப்படிப்பட்ட கட்டத்தில் 1992ஆம் ஆண்டு யாரோ அம்மாவின் ஒரு படத்தை எடுத்து காண்பித்தார்கள். காண்பித்தவர்கள் என்ன சொன்னார்கள், அதாவது எப்படி அம்மாவை அறிமுகப்படுத்தக்கூடாதோ அப்படி அறிமுகப்படுத்தினாங்க. அம்மாவின் புகைப்படத்தை எடுத்து காண்பித்து அவர் சொன்னார், இவர் கேரளாவை சார்ந்த மிகப்பெரிய மகான். சோ வாட், அதான் என்னுடைய பதிலாக. அவர் பெரிய மகானாக இருந்து போகட்டும், எனக்கு என்ன, நான் கல்லூரி மாணவன். அடுத்தாக அவர் சொன்னார், இவரை ஒரு முறை பார்த்துவிட்டால் நீங்கள் ஒரு பக்தர் ஆகி விடுவீர்கள் என்று சொன்னார். அதை கேட்டது என்னால் ஆகிக் கொள்ள முடியவில்லை. அதை எப்படி ஒரு முறை பார்த்தால் பக்தர் ஆகாது, அதெல்லாம் முடியாது. நான் பெரிய பகுத்தறிவுவாதி. நான் இன்ஜினியரிங் படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறேன். ஒரு முறை அவரை தரிசித்தால் பக்தனாவதாக நடக்காது. பலகீன கட்டி, அதாவது பலமற்ற மனதுடையவர்கள் அவரை பார்த்தால் பக்தர்கள் ஆகக்கூடும். நான் பலமுடைய மனம் மிக்கவன், அது பகுத்தறிவு நிறைந்தவன். நிச்சயமாக அவரை பார்த்தால் அவரது பக்தனாக மாட்டேன். அது மட்டுமல்ல, இவரை பார்த்தாலே சரியில்லை, இவர் ஒரு ஃப்ராடு. எனக்கு கூட தோணுது, மூஞ்சி பார்த்தாலே சரி, ஒரு லட்சத்தை பார்க்கும்போது ஃப்ராடு தான் இருக்கு. எனவே நானும் எனது நண்பர்களும் முடிவு செய்தோம், இவரை சென்று பார்க்க வேண்டும். பார்த்து விட்டு இவர் ஃப்ராடு என்பதை நிரூபிக்க வேண்டும் என்கின்ற ஒரு குறிக்கோளுடன் நானும் எனது நண்பர்களும் அம்மாவை தரிசிப்பதற்கு சென்றோம். அம்மா பெங்களூர் வர போகிறார் என்று கேள்விப்பட்டோம். அம்மாவை தரிசிப்பதற்கு அம்மாவிடம் அன்பால் அல்ல, பக்தியால் அல்ல, அம்மா ஒரு போலி என்பதை நிரூபிப்பதற்காக சென்றோம். எப்படி நிரூபித்தது, அருகில் அவரை பார்த்தால் தான் நிரூபிக்க முடியும். எனவே அம்மாவின் விழா மேடைக்கு மிக அருகிலேயே சென்று அமர்ந்திருந்தேன். இடம் கிடைத்தது, மிக அருகிலே அமர்ந்தேன். அம்மா அவர்கள் அழகிற்கு வருகிறார். அம்மா அழகிற்கு வரும்பொழுது அம்மாவை பார்த்தவர்கள் எனக்கு பிடிக்கவே இல்லை. எனது மனதில் எனக்கு தெரிந்தது, சாய்பாபாவை தெரியும், காஞ்சி பெரியவர் அவரை தெரியும், சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் அவர்கள் எல்லாரும் தெரியும். சுவாமி விவேகானந்தரை போல ஒருவர் ஜைஜாண்டிக்காக மெக்னிஃபிஷன் பர்சனாலிட்டி, கம்பீரமாக காவியுடைய அணிந்து வருவார் என்று பார்த்தால் குள்ளமாக ஒரு பெண்மணி வருகிறார். வெள்ளை ஆடை உடித்து வருகிறார், கருநிறமுடையவராக இருக்கிறார், பொலிவு இல்லை, பார்த்தால் மிக சாதாரணமாக இருக்கிறார். எனக்கு பிடிக்கவே இல்லை. நண்பர்கள் சொன்னேன், பார்த்தா நான் சொன்னவல்ல அவர் ஃப்ராட் என்று, நிச்சயமாக ஃப்ராட் தான் என்று சொல்லி எங்களுக்குள் பரஸ்பரம் பேசிக்கொண்டோம். அம்மா மேடைக்கு வந்து அமர்ந்தார். அம்மாவின் பஜனை தொடங்கியது. முதல் பஜனை, அந்த பஜனை எனக்கு பிடிக்கவே இல்லை. அம்மாவின் குரல் மிக சாதாரணமான குரலாக இருந்தது. ஆனால் அம்மாவின் அருகில் வந்து பாடிய சுவாமியின் குரல் மிக மிக அற்புதமான தெய்வீகமான குரலாக இருந்தது. நான் நினைத்தேன், அவரையே பாடுவிட்டால் போதுமே, நீங்களே நடுவில் பாடுகிறீர்கள். நான் அவரை பாடுவிட்டால் எவ்வளவு அழகாக பாடுகிறார், எவ்வளவு அற்புதமான தெய்வீகமான குரல் அவருக்கு. நீங்கள் நடுவில் என்கிறீர்கள், என்ன ஆஹா கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ணா என்கிறீர்கள், என்ன நீங்கள் அவரை பாட விடுங்கள், நீங்கள் பேசாமல் இருந்தாலும் போதும். இப்படித்தான் என் மனதில் நினைத்து கொண்டிருந்தேன். முதல் பாடல் முடிந்தது. என்னை பார்த்து சிரித்தார். ஏன் சிரிக்கிறார் என்று புரியவில்லை. என் மனம் சொல்லியது, இவர் உன்னை ஏதோ உன் மனதை மயக்குவதற்கு முயற்சி செய்கிறார், சிரிக்காது. இவர் ஏதோ கபடம் செய்கிறார், ஏதோ செய்ய போகிறார், பிளாக் மேஜிக் செய்கிறார், திரும்ப சிரிக்காதே, கபடம், எச்சரிக்கை எச்சரிக்கை என்று என் மனம் எச்சரிக்கை பண்ணி அடித்துக் கொண்டிருந்தது. என்னை பார்த்து சிரிக்கிறார், நான் திரும்ப சிரிக்கவில்லை. அடுத்த பஜனை முடிந்தது மீண்டும் என்னை பார்த்து சிரிக்கிறார், அடுத்த பஜனை முடிந்தது மீண்டும் என்னை பார்த்து சிரிக்கிறார். இது திரும்ப நடந்து கொண்டே இருக்கிறது. ஒருவர் நமது முகத்தையே பார்த்து சிரிக்கும் பொழுது எவ்வளவு நேரம் தான் சிரிப்பு அடக்க முடியும்? இன்னும் கவனத்துடன் எச்சரிக்கையுடன் பாதி சிரிப்பு சிரித்தேன். பாதி சிரிப்பு சிரிக்கும் பொழுதே புரிந்தது, ஆஹா இவர் எவ்வளவு அழகாக சிரிக்கிறார், இவருடைய சிரிப்பு எவ்வளவு அழகாக இருக்கிறதே என்ற எண்ணம் வந்தது. இப்படியாக பஜனை முடிந்தது. அம்மா சொற்பொழிவு தொடங்கி சொற்பொழிவு எனக்கு மிகவும் பிடித்தது. சொற்பொழிவு சுருக்கமான சொற்பொழிவாக இருந்தது, அது பிடித்தது. சொற்பொழிவு முடிந்ததும் அம்மாவின் தரிசனம் நடக்க தொடங்கியது. அதை பார்த்ததும் எனக்கு பிடிக்கவே இல்லை. காஞ்சி சுவாமிகளை பொறுத்தவரை காஞ்சி சுவாமிகளது தரிசனம் என்னவென்றால் தன்னை மற்றவர்கள் தீர்த்தம் தருவார். காஞ்சி சுவாமிகள் பழம் தருவார், தீர்த்தம் தருவார். காஞ்சி மகாபலிவர் நன்றாக எனக்கு தெரியும், எல்லா வாரமும் காஞ்சிபுரம் செல்வேன். காஞ்சி சன்னியாசிகள் அப்படித்தான் செய்வார்கள், தீர்த்தம் தருவார்கள், பழம் தருவார்கள். சாய்பாபாக இருந்தாலும் அப்படித்தான் செய்வார், நமக்கு நடுவில் நடந்து வருவார், அதுதான் தரிசனம் என்று சொல்வார்கள். ஆனால் இங்கு இந்த பெண்மணி எல்லோரையும் அரவணைக்கிறார். எப்படி அரவணைப்பது? முன்பின் தெரியாத ஒரு பெண்மணி, அதுவும் ஒரு பெண்மணி. நாம் ஆண், ஒரு பெண்மணி அரவணைக்கிறார். பெற்ற தாயின் அரவணைப்பை பற்றிக் கொள்ளலாம், இது யாரும் தெரியாது. இவருடைய அரவணைப்பு பெறுவதற்காக எவ்வளவு பேர் முட்டாள்களை போட்டு இருக்கிறார்கள். வேண்டாம், நமக்கு இது அரவணைப்பு எல்லாம் வேண்டாம் என்று நினைத்தேன். நண்பர்கள் சொன்னார்கள் வேண்டாம் வேண்டாம், நாம் அருகில் செல்வோம். இவரை அருகில் சென்று பார்ப்பதற்கு மிக சிறந்த வாய்ப்பு. மறந்துவிட வேண்டாம், நாம் எதற்காக வந்திருக்கிறோம்? இவர் ஃப்ராட் என்று நிரூபிப்பதற்காக வந்திருக்கிறோம், அதை மறந்துவிடக்கூடாது. எனவே தரிசனத்தில் செல்வோம் என்று சொன்னார். அப்பொழுது நான் பார்த்தேன், இவர் அரவணைக்கிறார், எல்லோருடைய செவியில் ஏதோ பேசுகிறார். தரிசனம் முடிந்து வருவதுடன் கேட்டேன், என்ன நடந்தது என்று கேட்டேன். இன்னொன்று சொன்னார்கள், ஏதோ கவலை இருந்தால் சொல்லுவோம், இந்த கவலை இருந்தால் அவர் ஆறுதல் அளிப்பார். செவியில் என்ன சொன்னார்? செவியில் அன்பு மகளே என்றோ அன்பு மகளே என்றோ சொல்வார் என்று எல்லோரும் சொன்னார்கள். அதை எதிர்பார்த்து நானும் தரிசனத்துக்கு சென்றேன். எனது முறை வந்தது. என்னையும் அரவணைத்தார். அரவணைத்து விட்டு அன்பு மகளே என்று சொல்லவில்லை, சொல்வதற்கு பதிலாக கல்லா 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 என்று சொன்னார். கல்லா கல்லா தமிழில் கல்லா என்ற ஒன்றுதான், மலையாளம் தமிழ் கல்லாவும் மலையாள கல்லாவும் ஒன்றுதான். திருடன் 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 என்று பொருள். எனக்கு கோபம் வந்தது. என்னை பார்த்து எப்படி திருடன் என்று சொல்லலாம்? நீ தான் திருடி, நீ திருடிகளை நிரூபிப்பதற்காக நான் வந்திருக்கிறேன். என்னை பார்த்து நீ திருடன் என்று எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? மனதில் கோபம் வந்தது. ஒரு மனம் சொல்லியது, இவருக்கு தெரியும் போல் இருக்கிறது, ஒரு மனம் தெரியும் போல் இருக்கிறது, நீ அவரை பரிசோதிப்பதற்கு தான் வந்திருக்கிறா என்பது இவருக்கு தெரியும் போல் இருக்கிறது, எனவேதான் உன்னை திருடா என்று சொல்றார் என்று மறுமணம் சொல்கிறது. இருந்தாலும் ஒரு சந்தேகம். அடுத்ததாக ஒன்று சொன்னார், அது என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையை மாற்றியது சொல்ல வேண்டும். அம்மா சொன்னார், நீ இழந்து போன வாய்ப்புகளையே நினைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறாய். You keep thinking about lost opportunities and you are missing the beauty of the present moment. நீ இழந்து போன வாய்ப்புகளே நினைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறாய். கடந்த காலத்தில் நீ இழந்த வாய்ப்புகளையே நினைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறாய். எனவே நிகழ்காலத்தில் நீ கவனம் செலுத்துவதில்லை. நிகழ்காலத்தில் கவனம் செலுத்தினால் வெற்றி உணவு. இதை கேட்டபோது என் தலையில் இடிபடுவது போல இருந்தது. காரணம், அதுதான் எனது பிரச்சனை. எனது பிரச்சனை எதுதான் என்பது எனக்கு தெரியவே இல்லை. ஒரு பிளாஷ்பேக். என்ன ஆயிட்டு, பிளஸ் 2 முடிந்தது, நிறைய நல்ல மதிப்பெண் பெற்றேன். ஆனால் மருத்துவர் ஆக வேண்டும் என்று நினைத்தேன். 2 மதிப்பெண்ணில் மருத்துவ சீட் கிடைக்காமல் போயிற்று. 2 அன்றைய நான் சொல்றது 1990. 2 மதிப்பெண்கள் குறைந்த காரணத்தால் மருத்துவ சீட் கிடைக்காமல் போனது. பிடிஎஸ் கிடைத்தது. எனவே பிடிஎஸ் அட்மிஷன் கிடைத்தது. சரி, மருத்துவர் ஆக முடியவில்லை என்றால் பரவாயில்லை, பல் மருத்துவர் ஆகலாம் என்று நான் நினைத்து கொண்டிருந்தேன். அப்படிப்பட்ட கட்டத்தில் தான் பெங்களூர் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் இருந்து இன்ஜினியரிங் கிடைத்தது. எனவே எனது விருப்பத்தை கணக்கில் கொள்ளாமல் எனது அப்பாவிற்கு பொறியியல் வல்லுநராக வேண்டும் என்ற ஆசை இருந்தது. ஆனால் அவர் அக்கௌண்டன்ட் ஆகிவிட்டார். அவருடைய அன்ஃபுல்ஃபில் டிசைரை என் மூலம் நிறைவேற்றிக் கொள்வதற்காக என்னை எனது விருப்பத்தை பற்றி கேட்காமல், அது முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்காமல் என்னை நிர்பந்தமாக சென்னையில் இருந்து கொண்டு வந்து பெங்களூரில் இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ் சேர்த்து விட்டார்கள். சும்மா இருப்பேனா? ரைட் ஃப்ரம் டே நம்பர் 1 ரெபல். நீ இப்படியா செஞ்சீங்க? என்னுடைய விருப்பத்துக்கு எதிராக இன்ஜினியரிங் செஞ்சீங்க. நான் விட்டா நான் படிக்கவே மாட்டேன் முடிவு பண்ணி கல்லூரிக்கு போறதே இல்லை. ஆனால் கெட்ட பழக்கம் ஒன்றும் வரல, ஒரு கெட்ட பழக்கம் கிடையாது. கல்லூரிக்கு போறது ஏன்னா பெற்றோர்கள் தண்டிக்கணும். என்ன தண்டிச்சுக்கிறேன்னு புரியாம பெற்றோர்கள் தண்டிக்கிறத நினைச்சு கல்லூரிக்கு போகாமலே இருக்கிறது, ஊர் சுத்திட்டே இருக்கிறது. பெங்களூர் பெரிய ஊர் சுற்றி கை நிறைய போனோம். எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் பிரிகேட் ரோடு கமர்ஷியல் சிட்டியை சுத்திட்டே இருக்கிறது. இதே வேலையா இருக்குது. எனவே என்ன ஆச்சு, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் ரிசல்ட் வந்தபோது ஃபெயில். வாழ்க்கையில் ஃபெயில் என்னன்னு தெரியாது. நல்ல எல்கேஜிலேருந்து +2 வரைக்கும் நல்ல மார்க் எல்லாத்துலேயும் டாப்பராக இருந்த பழக்கம். ஃபெயில் என்னன்னு தெரியாது. அப்படிப்பட்ட ஆளு என்னுடைய தவறான ஆட்டிடியூட் காரணத்தால் என்னாச்சு, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்ல அவுட் ஆஃப் 11 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் 7 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் ஃபெயில். ஜஸ்ட் 4 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் பாஸ். பேட்லி செகண்ட் இயர் போகும்போது இப்படிப்பட்ட கடத்தை அம்மா பார்க்குறாங்க. அம்மாவுக்கு தெரிஞ்சு, அங்கே யாருக்குமே தெரியாது. அம்மா என்ன சொன்னாங்க? அம்மா நீ கடந்த காலத்தில் இழந்த வாய்ப்புகளையே நினைத்துக் கொண்டு நிகழ்காலத்தில் இருக்கிற இனிமையை இனிமையை நீ இழந்து விட்டாய், நிகழ்காலத்தில் கவனம் செலுத்துவாயாக அம்மா சொன்னாங்க. அப்ப எனக்கு புரிஞ்சது, இந்த அம்மாவுக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும். நம்ம நினைச்ச மாதிரி இந்த அம்மா ஃப்ராடு கிடையாது, நம்ம நினைச்ச மாதிரி இந்த அம்மா திருடி கிடையாது. இந்த அம்மாவுக்கு நம்மளை பத்தி நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சதை விட அம்மா தெரியும் அப்படின்றது மிக தெளிவா புரிஞ்சது. அப்போ நினைச்சேன், இந்த அம்மா நம்மளை பத்தி இவ்வளவு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கேன், இந்த அம்மா நம்மளோட உன்னதிக்காக ஒரு ஐடியா கொடுத்தாங்க, அதையும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணக்கூடாது. அது என்ன ஐடியா? பி தி பிரசன்ட் மொமெண்ட், நிகழ்காலத்தில் கவனத்தை செலுத்துவாயாக, வெற்றி உனதேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. அதையும் கடைபிடிக்க கூடாதுன்னு முடிவு பண்ணேன். அதன் அடுத்த நாள்லேருந்து என்னுடைய அப்ரோச் டுவர்ட்ஸ் இன்ஜினியரிங் மாறிடுச்சு. எந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் நான் வெறுத்துருந்தனோ அந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் மேலே காதல் வந்துச்சு. இன்ஜினியரிங் மேலே காதல் வந்து நன்றாக படிக்க தொடங்கி, நிகழ்காலத்தில் கவனம் செலுத்தி நன்றாக படிக்க தொடங்கி, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் வந்து 7 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் ஃபெயில் ஆச்சு. ஃபைனல் இயர் முடியும் போது கோல்டு மெடலில் பாஸ் ஆச்சு. 7 சப்ஜெக்ட் ஃபெயில் ஆனாலும் கோல்டு மெடலில் பாஸ் ஆக முடிஞ்சது. அதுதான் அம்மாவுடைய முதல் தரிசனம் எனது வாழ்க்கையில் ஏற்படுத்திய மிகப்பெரிய இம்பாக்ட். என்னை விட அவருக்கு என்னை பற்றி நன்றாக தெரியும் என்பதாக நேரமாகிவிட்டது. எதிர்ப்பிருந்தாலும் இப்படிப்பட்ட அம்மாவை தான் நாம் காண நிச்சயமாக தரிசிக்க வேண்டும். அப்படிப்பட்ட அம்மாவின் நிறுவனத்தில் நாம் சேர்ந்திருக்கிறோம். இது இறைவன் நமக்கு தெரிந்த மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு வரமாகும். இறை அன்பு, அந்த இறை அன்பு மனிதன் ஊருக்கு கொண்டு வந்தவர் நம்ம அம்மா. அந்த அம்மாவின் நிறுவனத்தில் அதுவும் மிக உன்னதமான இந்த ஆசிரியர் பணி நம்ம எல்லோருக்கும் இறைவன் தந்திருக்கிறார். இறைவனுக்கு நன்றி, அம்மாவுக்கு நன்றி தெரிவிப்போம். நிச்சயமாக அம்மாவை எல்லோரும் தரிசிக்க வேண்டும். அமிர்தபுரியில் அம்மாவின் அந்த தரிசனம் நிச்சயமாக நன்மை ஏற்படுத்தும், உற்சாகத்தை வெளிப்படை செய்யும், நம்ம எல்லோருக்குள்ளும் இருக்கின்ற அந்த எல்லா திறமைகளையும் வெளியே கொண்டு வர செய்யும். வாழ்க்கையில் மேம்படைவதற்கு, நமக்கு மனசக்தி தருவதற்கு எல்லா விதமான அருளும் அது நமக்கு தரும். அருள் மிகவும் இன்றியமையாதது. நாம் எவ்வளவு முயன்றாலும் நமது முயற்சிக்கு முழுமை தருவது அருள் தான். அந்த அருள் நாம் மாத்திரம் ஆபமாக எல்லோரும் அமிர்தபுரிக்கு வர வேண்டும். எல்லோரும் அம்மாவின் தரிசனத்தை பெற வேண்டும், அருளாசியை பெற வேண்டும், வாழ்வில் எல்லா உன்னதையும் பெற வேண்டும். உங்கள் எல்லோரையும் மீண்டும் வணங்குகிறேன், மீண்டும் வாழ்த்துகிறேன். மீண்டும் எல்லோரையும் வணங்கி கொண்டு வாய்ப்பளித்தமைக்கு சரி சாய்த்தமைக்கு நன்றி என்று வாக்குகளை அம்மாவின் மலரில் அர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். Thank you so much.
With deep gratitude, we thank you, Ji, for your insightful session, your compassionate words and profound experiences of Amma that you shared touched us deeply. Ji, your reflections reminded us of the selfless love, patience and unwavering care that the teachers should possess. Your words illuminated the divine bond between a guru and a disciple. Your session served as a gentle reminder to approach our roles with humility, love, compassion and devotion, and to see every child with unconditional acceptance and faith in their potential. Ji, we are truly blessed to have received your words and Amma's blessings through you. Once again, thank you so much, Ji, for the divine session.